How you doing, folks? Papa Joe here. I'm in Gilmer, Texas, the Midway truck stop. It don't look like much. One of them that you normally drive right on by. Man, they had some of the best catfish that I've had in a long time. This is about my third time stopping here. Every time it's been because I was running out of hours and they just happened to be in the right spot. And Friday night, all you need catfish. I ate too much, but man, was it good. Hold on a minute. Alright, sorry about that. But, while I was in there, I had to reply to a troll. I'm sorry, folks, if you come on here as John Doe and attack me, you're not going to get the most civilized answer or response. I didn't cuss him. I thought about it. But I read his comments, and first one, I blew it off, which was, I don't know whose papa you think you are, but you're not mine. Well, you're right. I don't claim to be everybody's papa, but that's what my babies and grandbabies and a few other folks call me. I wear the title proudly. Then he went on another rant on the Make America White Again. And he is obviously a white supremacist. So he attacked me. Let's see. He says, I'm no scholar, quoting me. You got that much right. The person you quoted isn't the only one who needs to go back and study. So he goes on about my comment about Babylon, which I didn't go back and watch my video, but I do believe I made the comment in the video that I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and check, which I haven't done. I ain't that worried about it. But he was quick to point out that I was incorrect. He didn't point out that I had stated that I might be. Alright. He says some other nonsense about multicultures and miscommunication and blah, blah, blah. Go read it yourself. He says, I question the assertion that you are just a hillbilly. First of all, you say that as though it were a bad thing and a sign of ignorance. Now, folks, you ain't never heard me say I was ignorant. I wear my title as a hillbilly proudly. I am quite proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my roots, my family. No, it's not a claim to ignorance. And in my response to him, I told him, I just laid out there so y'all know who I am. I don't hide behind a name like John Doe. Really? John Doe? Is that the best you can come up with? So you're going to hide behind a fake name and attack me? Well, I lay it out there plain and simple. I don't have a high school education. I got a GED. I do have some college. But I don't claim to be a know-it-all. Don't claim to have all the answers. I don't claim to be nothing but a simple hillbilly Papa Joe truck driver. That's me. And then you take it for what it's worth. You know? To me, that's not insulting nobody. It's not playing dumb. Let's see. As though it were a bad thing and a sign of ignorance. Certainly nothing to boast about. But then you proceed to shower us with your homespun wisdom and good old boy demeanor, as if it was an honor that you should speak for all of us. I ain't speaking for nobody but me. I thought I'd made all that stuff clear. I think he has a reading problem, a reading comprehension problem. And he uses a bunch of fancy words and Oh, he just tried to get all educated here in a little bit, which I ain't gonna read it. I done read it, but I ain't gonna read it to y'all. But and then he goes into talking about how the Jews have infiltrated the white Anglo-Saxon culture across America, and goes into a bunch of racial stuff. And I will, and I'm still scrolling through his nonsense. He went on and on and on. Okay, well, maybe I have to. Here we go. I said, John Doe, you sure are ate up with hate and anger. And he seems to be. I once was, but found out it only hurt me. Secondly, I wear my hillbilly badge with honor. And I do, folks. I'm proud to be a hillbilly. And it ain't no disgrace to me at all. I'm proud of my Irish Indian roots. Unlike you, I don't hide behind a fake screen name. I tell folks who I am and where I'm from. If you pay attention, you would have heard many times I could be mistaken, and tell folks to do their own homework. Now, how many times have I told you all that? I do not claim to be a know-it-all. And I own up to, yeah, I could be wrong real easy. I do believe I made allowances for my knowledge of Babylon. Again, unlike you, I don't think I know all the answers. Folks, I don't even know all the questions, as the old joke goes. Most folks appreciate the honesty. Evidently, you don't. This nation belonged to my people long before yours, and yours didn't consider us white. So all your racist comments about this being a white country falls on deaf ears. Our country has had to pass laws to allow a fair shot at the American dream for everyone. To break down the walls built by your kind. Like everything our government gets into, they have abused it. This I have stated more than once if you had bothered to get to know me before your attack. As for all the other stuff you were going on about, I don't know about it. Or shit, I don't care. All that, he went into a bunch of laws and it got stupid. I don't know about that, but the question, what have you done about it? Trolling the internet is not the way to fix our country. Attacking folks like me won't help you either. Getting on here trying to belittle me with your fancy words won't work on me or fixing our country. Folks seem to like my common sense and experience, so let me share some with you. If you find me so stupid and out of touch with the world we live in, troll right on by. And I seriously mean it. You know, more than once I have said that this ain't the cup of tea for everybody. I knew everybody wouldn't like what I had to say. I knew I would get posts like that. I mean, it's going to happen. And I'm going to make my son mad at me now. Because I am going to hit my cigarette. I knew it was coming. It was a matter of time. I've got a couple people that have talked about going on and rebuttaling him. And I don't care. If you want to, go ahead. Let's not turn it into a peeing contest. He ain't worth it. He's a troll. John Doe, hiding behind the name John Doe, is a troll. And we all know what trolls are. They're little angry people that hide in the dark places and only come out to create hate and confusion and miscontent. You know, they only want to stir up trouble. That's what a troll does, and that's what he's doing. I mean, he's hiding behind John Doe. That is, really? Is that the best you can come up with? Man. I hope this don't bother y'all, but I just had a big old supper. Been typing up the reply to that, and I'm a slow typer, folks. That's why I prefer doing these videos. I'm a very slow typer. And I don't try to play down like I'm dumber than I am. I don't try to play smart, like smarter than I am. I don't try to do nothing except be me. And that's a full-time job in itself, is just being me. I don't put on airs. I don't try to whitewash nothing. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I tell people how I see it. And I think the majority of my subscribers understand by now that I'm just Papa Joe. I give you my opinions and my thoughts as honestly as I can. No, everybody's not going to like them. I grew up around a bunch of racist people like him, and I don't agree with it. And he's in there saying how we're all being forced to mingle together and we're having forced interracial marriages and all that. I don't see nobody forcing no one to do any of it. Now, back during the civil rights, and that's what I was talking about with him, is that our country had to pass some laws to keep people like him from keeping up them walls and keeping people segregated and beat down. And you belong on that side of the tracks. White only faucet here and black only faucet. We don't need that nonsense. And yes, I think our country was right to pass laws to make that against the law. To make people like him, knock it off. You're not special. I have read nowhere in the Bible that God said white people are special. I ain't read it nowhere. Now, I do agree that the government, as par for the course, they take a good thing and make it bad. How many times have you heard me say that? I personally, once again, this is my opinion, I think all the welfare and all the free handouts that they give people, I think that's a trap of enslavement in itself. And I think that's part of their plan. If they can keep people beat down and in the ghettos and wherever they're at, and I know not everybody in the ghetto's on welfare, and not everybody on welfare lives in the ghetto. And I understand all that. But if they can keep the people on handout list, then they've got control of them. If you control their money and their food and their health insurance, you have control of them. And what are all the handouts that they are giving? Money, food stamps, and health care. So yeah, they're trapped. They're enslaved. Whether they like it or not, they're enslaved. And I don't care what color they are, because guess what? We got people of every race, every origin you can dream of on welfare. And they're all slaves to the government. Like it or not, that's the honest truth in my opinion. And once again, it's my opinion. You're free to disagree. It just happens to be my thoughts. But regardless, I told my wife that I felt that I was pretty stern with him. However, I didn't say some of the stuff that I would have said, should have said, could have said, and wanted to say. I held those in check. And I rebutted it, I think, in a civilized way. It is what it is. So those kinds of attacks and stuff, although I see them coming, I know there'll be more. Y'all ain't going to get me to change my mind and what I have to say to appease anybody. So all you trolls, just troll right on by. So, and probably if I go get more of them, I probably won't even bother to reply to them. I mean, it's all they're doing is trying to set out the bait, see who'll bite. Being that was my first one, I went ahead and bit. I knew what I was doing. So, It is what it is, folks. Gilmer, Texas, US 271. It's about a little over 150 miles out of Houston. You run down there and catch 59 and all that. But, dadgummit, can't think name the town down here where I catch 59 at. I hate it when that happens. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Lufkin. But I'll zigzag back through the back roads here and get down there to Lufkin, get on 59. Good little mom and dad's truck stop here, little mom and pops. I'm not sure if they killed that fish before I ate it, because it sure is swimming back upstream. So, I'll be home sometime early in the morning. Got my alarm set for 5 o'clock. Done told Mama I don't know if I'll get up then or not. If it goes off and wakes me up and I've had plenty of sleep, I'll be a trucking. I'll be home by between 8 and 9 o'clock, probably closer to 9 time I stop and fuel. Alright, I don't know what else to tell y'all. I just wanted to share that with you. The first real attack, my first real response. So, remember, God loves you, so do I. Y'all be safe this weekend. And remember, we're all subject to our own opinion. And if you don't agree with my opinion, that's fine. You don't have to. But by the same token, you don't have to attack me. You know, it is what it is. God bless you. God love you. God bless America. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Good night.